What is up, YouTube family? We're gonna make this one concise, partially because I'm just trying to make my videos not ramble so much, and also partially because, as you can tell, I finally found a way to get some natural lighting in my cave, and I'm trying to take advantage of that. But the only way I'm doing this is by I'm sitting right in front of my door and staring out the window essentially. And I don't have shame if my neighbors see me filming myself. I do think it would be awkward though if they just walk past and it looks like I'm just staring out of my front door at them. So we're gonna make this quick. Did you notice? That's my question for you. Did you notice that I didn't post a video last week? If you're a true friend, you did. If you didn't, then you have stuff going on in your lives. But I missed last week. It's something that I told myself I was never gonna let myself do, and last week it didn't happen because I had a lot going on, more than I was used to having going on, and I let it get to me and I got tired. So, I mean, this video is about what do you do now? Because no matter what your goal is, you inevitably hit that wall. And how do you respond? Do I just delete my YouTube channel and never post a video again? Maybe some of you would prefer that, but that's not gonna happen. So I felt like this was an appropriate time for me to do a video about a concept that has been prevalent in my life, and it's also kind of a book review because this concept comes from a book. I reread it or listen to it on audiobook frequently because it's just such a good one in my opinion, and that book is called The Compound Effect. It's by a man named Darren Hardy. Shout out to Brian White, my buddy of many years that put me onto this book in the first place. So, I mean, the compound effect, the name comes from kind of a financial principle of compound interest. But the concept is just, I mean, I'm gonna quote this book several times so I don't butcher stuff. The definition of the compound effect, according to the author, is the compound effect is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices. And time is probably the most important factor in this concept, because you will get frustrated if you aren't willing to be patient with yourself. An example in the book talks about if you had three men that weighed the exact same and had the exact same physical habits and eating habits, and you take one of them and he starts eating 125 calories less a day, and then you take another one and he starts eating 125 calories more a day, just an extra little sweet or an extra little serving of something at dinner. So yeah, these tiny adjustments, but every day, one eats a little bit less, another eats a little more, and then the one in the middle just stays the same. And over the course of like a year, you wouldn't notice much difference. It would be a couple pounds either way, and then the guys in the middle the same. But then you fast forward that for 2 years and like up to 3 years, and I think the number that he uses in the book is once you get to 31 months, the one man is gonna be like 33 pounds lighter, the other one's gonna be 33 pounds heavier, and the one in the middle is going to be the exact same as he was. But all of a sudden, you have this fluctuation of 66 pounds in less than 3 years because of 125 calorie choice a day. So I would say that when it comes to implementing the compound effect in your lives, there are 3 steps. You start, you be consistent, and you have patience. And eventually, what seems like it's barely improving will just have this exponential takeoff at a certain point, and you will be amazed at the progress you see. I mean, think about it. If you put one nail in a board a day, eventually you'll have a house. If you write one sentence a day, eventually you'll have a novel. If you were to run 100 feet a day and then add another 100 feet every single day, eventually you'd be running marathons. It doesn't matter what you want to accomplish. All that matters is starting, being consistent, and having patience. And that's like the biggest issue today with everybody, and specifically me, being one of the more flawed and vocal people on this earth. We just don't have the patience. I mean, how many of us have given up on a diet because we thought we should have lost like 1 or 2 more pounds that week based on our efforts and it wasn't there, so we just threw in the towel. So the compound effect, I would argue, is a lost art in today's society. We want everything's about growth hacking. It's about cheating your way into achieving whatever you want. It takes momentum. Now let's take a second to talk about momentum in the actual physics realm that the term came from. So one of Newton's laws of gravity was that an object at rest tends to stay at rest, while an object in motion tends to stay in motion, unless acted on by an outside force. I was paraphrasing, but I feel like that's pretty dang close to word for word, and I never took a physics class in my life, so I'm pretty proud of myself. But the idea that if you want a habit that's different from where you're at, that's like you being at rest. And it's gonna take a lot of force to get that in motion. And it's gonna take a lot of perseverance. But once you get there, it's gonna stay there unless you choose to let it stop. So we're gonna bring this back because I'm actually losing light, and I don't want to set up my lighting equipment. We're gonna bring this back to close talking about me with my YouTube channel. I cannot be discouraged because I let something prevent me from hitting my goal of every single week. And I also can't take it too lightly either, because what happens is I am sacrificing my momentum. And momentum is a huge part in being able to make these things actual changes. And so I want you to think about whatever it is in your life right now, what goal that you want to start or have started or are about to give up on. I want you to think about what the cost of momentum is. What's it going to take for you to make sure that you don't sabotage yourself to the point where you lose the momentum you had or fail to get momentum rolling? And you got to get over that hump. They talk about it takes 30 days to create a habit. I mean, you could just say that it takes 30 days to get momentum rolling. You got to determine if you're in it for the long haul and be willing to make those small, simple choices that will eventually, but not right away, give you the huge results that you want, and even bigger than you hope for. Basically, I've not given up. I'm also not just letting me act like this is fine either. I've got to learn from my mistakes. I've got to commit to building up that momentum. And I hope you care enough about yourself to commit to building up that momentum, because that is the missing piece for you attaining your goals. That being said, darkness is falling upon me. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you to those who noticed that I didn't post a video. It means a lot. Thank you to those who didn't, because that means I've got a long ways to go. But I'm going to get to it. I'm going to keep this ball rolling, get the momentum up to the point where I'm making better videos, making more of them, and this is going to be a great ride. So thanks for following. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Thank you for... Oh, my neighbor just walked by. Okay, thank you for watching, and until next week, you better stay blessed.